basically the elements that she has in the claim.
We'll look at the plain text of the claim.
Unless it's considered a tangent, but I think for
Well, it is kind of involved, but I mean, just generally, the claim is going to have made up of different elements. You're going to have a bunch of words describing each element that's in the claim. And basically, that combination would have to be new, novel. Nobody has that combination of elements of the type you're describing. And it could be novel in the way they're connected together, or it could be novel in terms of the elements being unique. They have to be novel, and then in addition to that, there's a non-obviousness in terms of the combination we're using would have been obvious to somebody skilled in that area of the art to have, they see that, it's nothing new. So, roughly, there's the two things. Novelty, and it's expressed in the claim. The claim one is called an independent claim. The other claims all are referring back either to claim one or one of the other claims. So they're all the other ones are dependent claims.
And in addition to that, I mean, like I was saying about the things to have, besides the patient's organization and the diligence, there are other things you need to have, which obviously the funding, the space, the physical space. I mean, if you're going to do like I'm doing, I mean, obviously if you license it, you don't need that stuff. But to do what I'm doing, you need the physical space. Funding, big thing. If you plan on getting, this is one thing I've read in some of those books where you get the funding early on before you run out of money. Because if you spend $10,000 or $20,000 of your own money, and then you get to the point where like, oh, I need more money, and then you go look for investors. Well, it doesn't matter that you've already put 20 into it. They want you to put in together, so you're together risking the same thing. So get that funding early. I've done it all myself, and now it's like I'm out of money. Yes?
Speaking of the patent, you said later on that you came up with the first one, then you came up with the second one. Was that a continuation patent? Or
it's the same, falls under the same thing. Does the same thing. The size doesn't matter at all. The shape doesn't matter. Yeah.
So in terms of getting the funding for the patent and, not the search itself, but I mean like the patent and the initial manufacturing, was that all out of pocket, or did you find coming? So
it's all out of pocket. Well, and it turned out it was lucky that the timing was. My husband and I had a house on the Eastern Shore that we were renting out, and it just so happened that we sold it then, and so I did get some cash out of that, so I had some. But then, like the patent and stuff, it's not all at one time. I didn't write an $8,000 check. It was like $750 here, and then $1,500 there, and there was time in between, so it's not that horrible at once.
Could you continue your story and tell us what you finally did make some money on it?
Well, we're still working on that. The making money part. I mean, per unit, yes, they make money. But as far as the whole grand scheme from the day one, no, I haven't made all my money back yet. No, but that could happen any day. But again, like I said, I've hit the wall. I've had personal issues. I've had different reasons why I've slowed down. But it's ramping back up now, and who knows? It could change tomorrow. Okay. Yes.
Has there been any industry support for the product itself, like the auto industry? Has there been any response to the product that you've got used in vehicles to support your marketing of your product?
No, I mean nobody's gonna. They're not supporting me specifically. I guess if I tried, I mean,
like for instance, they have sales of products in auto dealerships that.
Well, it's something that I've thought of, but then again, what auto dealership wants to admit that there's something wrong with their cars or their chairs, that you need this? I mean, they haven't come out and said that to me, but my common sense sort of shakes it down to that. So, but
well,
the rest of the...
For instance, why I said that is, I've had, 3 Volvos. In a Volvo dealership, they sell the padded seats for their seats, so,
Really?
oh, absolutely,
Oh, cool.
absolutely. That's why I brought that up. Has there been any response to that? Because and
No, it's
they're not
about
admitting-
it's about diligence. It's about me going out there and doing it and making it happen.
Well, trust
And
me.
I haven't been making it happen enough.
Trust me, they got great seats in those cars. And they still sell, like for instance, we have the sheepskin covers for seats.
Right.
Okay, this is a total two-padded seat that goes in their seat. They have it to do. So I think it would be great.
Yes.
Victoria, I was wondering if maybe you might try one of those travel stores where they sell like luggage and...
Absolutely. I created
Well, that's-
AAA
yeah, I did the-
catalog.
I did the travel goods show in Orlando,
Yeah.
and that was very successful.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Absolutely.
Of the standpoint of manufacturing, what comes to my mind is the cottage industry. You mentioned that it takes you about 5 minutes to do one. And did you say that it takes you about 5 minutes to sew them? Of the,
No, I don't sew them.
when you first started making?
When I first started making them, it depended. Like I said, it depended on that whole fabric thing. Sometimes it was a few minutes, sometimes it was 30 minutes.
Well, as the cottage industry, if it were 30 minutes, or they have a person who was working out of their home, or villages of poor women who are looking for opportunities to be self-sustaining, it would seem to me that it would be an object that could be a win-win situation.
Well, when I was doing that, I mean, I made a handful just to get it to the point where I knew shape and size and all that. I mean, I wasn't going to hire her out to sew somebody to sew one at a time. I went from I sewed about 30 of them over the course of a year or two to manufacturing. So there wouldn't be any room for something like that, no. Yeah, Palmer?
Well, along those same lines, there's a company, I can't remember the name, but they make products for the federal government, and it's in coordination with the federal prison system.
Yeah, I've heard of them, yeah.
And they do sewing and stuff like that.
I think I had them quoted a long time ago. Thomas Register, by the way, is the
Yeah,
great resource.
Yeah, but-
I had them quoted. I think they were really high, or they didn't do stuff like that, or
Okay,
something.
Well, I was
And
thinking that
They can't compete with the public market.
they can't?
Sell to government,
Really?
part of the statute that established.
Huh.
say that again, the restriction.
Part of the statute that established uniform federal prison.
Yeah, unicorn.
Yeah, it requires that they do not compete with in the public sector. They can only sell to government. And this, I'm sorry, this is in regards to what?
Unicorn.
The prison manufacturing.
You can't use them to make a product that you're going to market.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They make signs, you know, like on the cubicles for offices and that kind of thing.
Yeah, for the federal government, yeah. I didn't know.
So I'll just quickly, I don't know, I don't want to keep you guys all night, but Glenn, if you could go back to just those pictures. This is just an example of, this is the one that was made in North Carolina. It's very different from what I use now. But that was probably the first one I ever made, and it was pretty ugly, as you can see. So I didn't know what I was doing. So, and then go to the next one. So then I moved on. I had to take a picture of the inside of my car because it was so hard to pack all this stuff up. I was able to fit my whole booth in my Explorer, and but it was like a puzzle putting it all back together, so I had to take a picture one time. I just thought it would be funny to show that, so I could look at the picture and remember how to load the car back up when I was coming home. So, but it kind of changed over time, and I did a few shows. Trade shows cost so much money. The first one, the Variety Merchandise Show, was $2,500, and like I said, it was all those expenses. But if anybody's thinking of doing them, those international shows or the national shows, so much more worth your money. I did several of them. This one doesn't count, but the Boston Gift Show, the Washington Gift Show, Philadelphia Gift Show. Each of them cost $1,500 plus all my expenses getting there, and then you get nickel and dimed for the electric and all that stuff. But